When you are given the opportunity to act accordingly, please act accordingly. If not, then don't go. You know, don't waste these people's time, because this company really helps people. So it's like, don't steal somebody's spot if you're not gonna be grateful for it, you know.
This bitch gonna make me.
Hey guys, welcome back to another banging video, and if you're new here, welcome to my channel. In today's video, we're gonna be talking about the difference between your orientation, your interview, your evaluation, things like that, and what to expect. I know it's a lot of different things, and I've dedicated separate videos to each and every one of those things, but I recently got this question, which was like, what is the difference between all of them? So I am here to answer that question today. So before we get started, y'all already know the drill. If y'all could please like, comment, and subscribe, I would truly appreciate it. And let's go ahead and get into it. So I want to start off by saying your interview is the most important one, right? Because your interview does not guarantee you your job. So at the level of you going in and like them asking you questions and stuff like that, which is what happens in an interview, which, by the way, if you haven't checked out some of those other videos, I highly suggest you do, because evaluations, orientation, some of the other things that you find here on my channel are going to be irrelevant if you don't get hired into the company. So I would definitely check out those videos. And like I said, your interview does not secure you a job. People make that common misconception. They get to the interview, they can be a little bit like braggy or cocky, and it's like, okay, now you didn't get hired because you thought you had secured the bag, and you can never fumble the bag before you have it. Like, what? So anyway, the interview is basically where they ask questions about you. They are going to ask open-ended questions, and I get more into details about things that they ask and how to respond in those other videos, so I'm not going to do too much of that today. But basically, you know, keep that peppy attitude, keep smiling, show enthusiasm, show energy, and that's going to guarantee you a job. Now, what happens after you get the job, okay? Because all these other things that I'm about to talk to you guys right now is only relevant once you have the job. So let's say your manager said, you know what, Sarah, you got hired. Welcome to the company. You're here, baby, and you're part of the family. Great. I am proud of you. I am so proud of you. Like, every time I hear my subscribers say that they got hired, that makes my day. But now we're done celebrating, right? Now comes the big girl stuff or the big boy stuff, and you have your orientation. So what goes down exactly in orientation, and what is the difference? In the interview, they are asking you, you know, tell me about yourself. In the interview, they're gonna ask you your age, your transportation, just overall questions, which I talk more about each and every one of those questions in other videos. And they just want to see if they like you and they like your personality. You are the one applying to their job, so they're assuming, you know, that you know what you're getting yourself into, right? Now, the difference between the interview and the orientation is that at the orientation, they don't care to get to know you. They already did that. You already passed the test in that sense, right? Because there's no like physical test. You already passed the test, and now in the orientation, they're going to tell you exactly what they are expecting from you. Obviously, you know, just because you got the interview and then got the job, let's say you go to orientation, if you don't like it, obviously that doesn't necessarily mean you have to stay with the company. Obviously, my recommendation is for you to try it out, because in orientation, they're going to tell you everything from the book, you know, play by play, rule by rule, like, oh, you guys are supposed to be doing this and that and whatever. But once you get to the actual store, things always do become a little bit different. But, you know, in the orientation, they give you the overall gist. They're going to tell you what the company stands for, and they're really telling you what they expect to see from you, versus the interview is, what are you offering to them? All right, so those are the two main differences. I think evaluations was thrown in there. Your evals are obviously now once you've finished your interview, once you've finished your orientation, once you've been in the company for a while, you start getting evaluations, which are essentially raises, and this happens once a year, and you really just sit in an office with your manager, and they're going to talk to you about like what you've been doing right, what you've been doing wrong, and you guys are going to discuss that, and then they will tell you how much of a raise you got, and you can either agree or you can disagree. If you disagree, you simply don't sign the paper. But truthfully, those are the differences, I would say, between those few things. So I hope that answered you guys' questions. Obviously, like always, if you guys have any other questions, feel free to let me know. I did, like I mentioned in the beginning of the video, did a whole video according to each one, so I really didn't want to get into too much detail. But you do get paid for your orientation. You do meet people, but orientation is full of people that are coming from all around. You know, it's not just your specific store. So you're essentially sitting in this warehouse with a whole bunch of randoms. I remember when I had to do orientation, it was just like little tables of what, like 4 or 6 people. So you have kind of like little groups, and in orientation they have you do things, you know, and you have a lunch break and everything, and it's pretty far, you know, like depending on your area, there's usually Publixes about 10-15 minutes away from you, stuff like that. The warehouse where this is usually held is obviously going to be probably like at a further area, but it's something that you have to do. And then, you know, obviously your uniforms and just like things like that. So it was definitely like super nerve-wracking for me, but I did it, and I know you guys can do it. And after that, like I said, it'll be easy. Some people did mention to me, oh, my orientation is online. Honestly, I probably would have preferred it to be online. It was such a drive. It was low-key kind of like raining when I went. It was just, you know, it's like what you have to do when you get hired into a company. That's really what it is. I can't say it's like the funnest thing. I mean, you are getting paid to really just like sit there and listen, so take advantage of that. But I can't say like, wow, this stuff is, you know, I think I would have rather definitely done it online. So if you're doing it online, like, don't worry, that's fine as well. And if you guys have any other questions, just send them my way. I love getting y'all's questions. I'm gonna jump into some story times now, so stay tuned for that, because I like to just keep it diverse on my channel. And if by any chance someone here is like not from Publix or is quitting Publix or whatever, like, I always try to keep my channel very diverse, so I be posting stuff that doesn't always have to do with this company, right? So I just wanted to point that out there. But thank you guys so much for watching. Oh, and I forgot to briefly bring this up. You do not get paid for interviews. This is also a common question I get, because everyone's like, okay, you always say that everything related to Publix, you get paid. Like, Publix does give back a lot and stuff like that. And yes, it does. But considering you're not in the company, just because you applied or just because you got an interview, they're not going to pay you for that. I feel like that was something I should have addressed in the beginning, but I just wanted to let you guys know, so you guys have your heads up. I mean, this is something that you're trying to do for yourself. Now, once you're in the company, it's a whole other ball game. But keep in mind, like, your interview is something that does not secure you anything. So you really have to go in there and outdo yourself. And I think I've just done so much like helpful vids to like help you guys with this, so I don't want to get too much into that. But this is your time to shine, all right? Because anybody can write anything on an application, on a piece of paper. You know, the worst person can sound amazing and the most amazing person can sound not as great. But when you're there in person, they can definitely read you. And don't be nervous about these things. You know, orientation, you're probably never gonna see these people again. In an interview, you just gotta go and be yourself, because they can definitely read through whatever it is that you're going through, or whatever it is that you're feeling. If you're trying to put on a stunt or a front, like, I don't need this, or, you know, being like that, they can read through that. Because it's like, if you're gonna act like that, then why are you even there? So it's when you are given the opportunity to act accordingly, please act accordingly. If not, then don't go. You know, don't waste these people's time, because this company really helps people. So it's like, don't steal somebody's spot if you're not gonna be grateful for it, you know. But I feel like that kind of like covers really the main differences between both of them. And the orientation video, I will definitely leave like the detailed one that I did about that at the end of this video, where I really got into depth of like what you do, what the day is like, what you do in your little teams or groups in the actual warehouse, you know, because you guys are sitting all in tables of like 4 to 6 people. So I definitely got into more detail about that in those videos. But it's something you just like have to do, so just get it out of the way and keep it pushing. All right, y'all. So I hope this video helped you guys out. I hope you guys are excited. I did wear my uniform to the orientation. I feel like I get that question a lot too, like, oh, what should I wear, what should I this and that. I wore my uniform. If you don't have your uniform, wear something similar. Like, I get this question all the time also. People just have their first day at work sometimes and they don't even have their uniform at that point. And I'm just like, look, you always wear your uniform. If you can't wear your uniform, you wear something close to the uniform. If you can't wear something close to the uniform, then you can wear something that's just professional business attire. Wearing, you know, a short skimpy dress should never be a question. Wearing something that you would wear to go to the mall, to go out with your friends, whatever, is not how you should be dressing to go to a professional work setting. Someone's gonna pay you, stuff like that. It's not the time to be doing all that. So, you know, if you know that your department wears green shirts, try to go with a green shirt. It might not say Publix on it, but it might say Polo, and it's close enough, and it is what it is. You don't have your uniform, but you're trying your best, and that effort never goes unnoticed, I feel like, in this company. So make sure you guys are on that. And other than that, I'm just gonna finish it up here. I didn't want to make it too long, honestly. But if you guys have any other questions or concerns or stuff like that, let me know. Other than that, do your best. I know you got this. And comment down below how far you've gotten with your application. What process are you at? Have you talked to the managers? Like, what you doing to get hired? Anyways, I'll see you guys in my next video. Thanks for watching. Bye.